Yeah, fuck that. All right, enough kazoo. That's enough kazoo. Hi, woo! Yeah, hi.
Yeah,
Welcome to Fantasy.
hi.
Hi, welcome to Fantasy Sports Addicts Anonymous. My name is Tom, and I'm a fantasy sports addict. Yep, there we go. There's that intro. All right. I'm joined here today by our good buddy, friend of the program, best friend of mine, Cubby Noel.
How you doing, buddy?
Hey-o.
How are you?
I'm doing all right, baby. I can't complain. I'm not like one of these people on the internet that's like, maybe I should just kill myself. Like, what's his name? I should kill myself, guy.
All right,
Just real briefly before we get into our full topic.
let's go ahead and get some you have to get off your chest.
Yeah, I got to get
before
it
we
off my
into
chest.
The topic du jour.
Yes, this is something I'm sure a lot of people have seen. It was probably an open mouth insert foot situation for myself. Like, it's one of those things.
No, there's no probably about it.
All right, fair enough. Well, you know what? All right, we'll back up because I feel like it was fair criticism on my part, but we'll go back to it. We'll get into it. The dude's like changed his Twitter handle to "I need to die" or something, right?
Yeah.
Or "I want to die" or "I'm going to die" and here's people who are actually dying, me, slowly or somehow impossibly. Like, I don't think I can die anymore. I feel like I'm immortal. Maybe I'm like the Highlander. I don't know. Despite all medical odds, but here's some guy who like got stung by a fucking bumblebee, or his girlfriend fucking broke up with him, or some stupid shit. And now he's like, I want to die. So kill yourself. I mean, you got three choices in life. I've talked about this before. I'm not going to keep couching it. I'm not going to fucking powder somebody's ass. Kill yourself. Shut the fuck up and do it. And that's basically what I said on Twitter. Like, you got three choices. Live like there's no tomorrow and fight like hell. Accept your circumstances and either, well, nobody's really going to give me sympathy because I'm kind of just complaining about the same shit over and over. Or give up. You can give up. It's your right. If there's a right to life, there's a right to death. I got no fucking problems with that. I reserve the same fucking right myself. But, like a well-intended tweet of mine, it was actually like more of like just, hey, come on, motherfucker. Like, what are you going to do? You going to give up? It was well-intentioned. Basketball guy, like, and all these we had
the delivery was probably lacking, especially on social media where people don't know you. They see Danny DeVito hanging from a noose. It doesn't exactly give people rainbow and unicorn feelings. So you're basically telling them, all right, snap out of it. Fix your shit, get some help.
On, baby. Come on, what are you doing,
do what you got to do. Which people don't want to hear that, and I'm not necessarily of that same ilk or feeling that like, oh, just kill yourself. I never want anyone to kill themselves, even though I'm not going to say people don't have the right to do that. And I know that's not you were necessarily saying like, yeah, just do it. It's basically like,
do it, motherfucker. Yeah, like it wasn't like that.
It was like shivering off the pot. Do what you got to do to get right. Just there's no sense in changing your Twitter handle. I don't see how you're going to get effective help that way.
Yeah.
But anyway, so well intended.
Went to shit.
Considering we know how social media is.
Went to shit, dude. I lost like at least 50 Twitter followers or some shit.
I'm surprised it wasn't more, to be honest.
It was bad. Like, it was not good. Not fucking good. And here's the thing is I'm trying to explain to these cocksuckers, excuse my language, I'm trying to explain to these fucking snowflakes the whole fucking time, like, this is something I deal with every fucking day. And like, no bullshit here. This Friday, December 7th, a date which will live in infamy, right? I had every intention of killing myself just because I could make it a bookend for my life. Why not? You know, like, oh, cool, I went to the Smashing Pumpkins. But then, oh, wait, I hate people who kill themselves because it's really selfish and stupid. And by the fucking by, I don't know where he is. Where'd he go? Where'd you go, kid? God damn it. Where'd my kid? There he is, motherfucker. There's my kid. That's why you don't fucking kill yourself. That's why you don't fucking clown around with that shit. You know, like, either do it or shut the fuck up. Like, nobody has sympathy for people who are just like, I want attention on the internet. You know, like, get the fuck out. So I gave him all the attention he could handle, and I got blocked by like a lot of people, and that was shitty. And I didn't mean it in a shitty capacity. I like, again, I'm somebody who deals with those same issues, and if you deal with those same issues, I think you can appreciate the situation where it's like, yeah, we all go through that, you know, like, well, ups and downs and yada yada, but you know, life the fuck goes on. And that's the beautiful fucking part about it, is tomorrow's always another day. It's always sunny in Arizona, baby. So here we are. I'm still alive. It's December 9th. I saw the Smashing Pumpkins twice, 2 times in the same year. Wearing my shirt.
Not bad, baby.
Also, it's okay, baby. Yeah, you're gonna love it. But yeah, so we're gonna talk about this this little mock, a little mock into a sock we've got going on.
Yeah, let's. This is want me to just give a little explanation on this thing?
Mama's cleaning up your. Here's a crispy sock. Here's a crispy sock.
Yeah, this is
we've got, it's fantasy front office, right? That's
yes,
where you write, James, of course.
Yeah, fantasy front office. Let me just show how this came together real quick.
All right. This is your baby. This is your brainchild. So please.
Well, this actually came together. I think we need to start back last year. Real quick summary. Last year, you and I and all of our core group of league mates and friends, we didn't have an off season. World Series ended. We jumped into a dynasty draft, and we rode that wave all the way into the 2018 regular season. I mean,
it was
talking fantasy, mocking. This season, we're like, we need a break. We need a break.
Yeah.
So fantasy season ended. We were moving all our dynasties to Fantrax. We're like, we're going to take a break. We'll reopen on Fantrax near the winter meetings.
And we have.
So that break's been nice. But in the past week or so, I started getting the itch. I see people like Eric Cross from Fantrax tweeting out about their prospect draft. At Prospect Fiend has little stud ski drafts going. One or two other mocks I saw out there. So you start getting that itch.
Yeah.
So you got to scratch it. So I start talking to the fantasy front office boys, and I'm like, hey, let's start up a mock. Maybe Dynasty mock, make it a little more fun.
We'll get deep. Yeah.
And they're like, sure. Like, how about 30 fucking teams? 30 team mock, not just a 30 team league, a 30 team mock. So they're like, yeah, shit. And so initially they were like, well, yeah, maybe we could get it going Monday. This was end of last week. Maybe we could get it going Monday. And I go, okay, that's fine, Danny. But when I start reaching out and people start filling this league, I know they're going to want to just start it. And,
right. When we're full, we're ready to go. Like, it's like, all right, we're all here. Let's go. Come on.
Yeah. So when I was setting it up and I, talked to them about it, just kept everything pretty simple. 5x5, replaced average and saves with OBP and save hold. Made it 25-man rosters, 9 universal pitching slots, 3 outfield, middle infield, corner infield, 1 utility. So relatively simple. So quick mathematical math, 25-man roster, 30 teams, 750 picks.
That's 750. That's the entire professional baseball situation
of an undertaking, especially for a mock. But once it filled, I'm like, let's just start. There's no reason to wait till this is a mock. No reason to wait till Monday. You got an 8-hour clock per pick.
We started on Saturday, right?
You can wing it along the way. We don't need to develop a strategy for a fucking mock where you have so much time between picks.
No, you're fine.
I mean, on average, you make like a pick a day, essentially.
Well, or you hope.
I mean, you're lucky if you make 2 a day.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's plenty of time to figure out what you want to do with your team as you go. So we
It's
kicked
nice
it
and
off.
luxurious and casual.
Yeah, we kicked it off last Saturday. So this is like the 8th day. Yeah, this afternoon would be the 8th day, and we're almost through 9 rounds. We're through, what are we? 266 picks, and we're in the 9th round.
Way to go.
So, and it's been a drag. Like right now, I'll go into this a little bit about once you get into one of these big drafts like this, you get a long clock, but there's kind of like a common draft courtesy where you like at least try to stay on your P's and Q's and have your push notification turned on for email, have automatic pick set up from your queue, which means having a fucking queue, and so it doesn't drag on. Like our average time per pick is currently 1 hour and 2 minutes. At that rate, we won't finish till like after the new year, and I'm not even kidding.
No, this is people have calculated this. Like
like a fantasy front office guy at Fresh Meat commissioner, whatever his name is, I forgot. He said at a 30-minute average time, we'd be done around Christmas.
Jesus.
Now we're sitting at 1 hour average time per pick. So if you're in one of these, even though you have all day, you got to pay attention. You got to try and not just have clock drain. All right. All you do is set a queue, have it automatically pick from it, or you poke in every now and again. Oh, I'm 5 picks away. Oh no. I'm 10 picks away. Oh no. All right, we'll put your queue with the amount of players to cover those picks. You're done. It's not that hard. All right. And it's a mock. There's no,
it's not like this is on paper. This is
you don't need to sit. You don't need to sit down, get that cozy, and just pay a little attention when it's your fucking turn or when it's close to your turn, and then we can go. So we've had a lull here this weekend, which is so weird. The weekend's the slowest time, but anyway.
Yeah, the weekend should be like the speedy point. And let me dive back into that topic you mentioned here with this draft etiquette situation. Like, we've all known me. I'm the guy that beep beep beep. Like I got all pissed off. People honking the fucking horn when I'm drafting. I mean, we don't like that. We don't want to be rushed when we're making our picks. But in a mock, especially where it's like industry people and like a few like casual or just I don't even want to say casual players because I don't know, like maybe they're like diehards, but where you're not like maybe a writer or part of the industry or part of a website or something like that. So you're just sort of like some guy or some gal, and you're just drafting. The idea is that you want to represent yourself as best as you can. Like you're not wasting people's time. You're not like you're brawny on the spot. You know what I'm saying? Like ready to pick, ready to roll, ready to rock. I mean, and it like it's like you were saying, it's as simple as just like paying attention to where you are. Yeah, it's 30 teams. That's a lot of teams. That's a long, like, oh my God, I'm not going to pick until next fucking Tuesday. But by like Monday night or some shit,
you just check in like, all right.
You're kind of like looking in like where, and so maybe.
Like, all right, I checked this morning. I'm way far away. Oh, I'm about to go to bed. It's my pick. Oh no, it looks like it's going to be my pick when I'm sleeping. Okay, maybe I'll set something up real quick. Okay. Just checking in,
simple professional
being aware of where your pick is and how far, not just be like, oh fuck, 3 hours later I've been on the clock.
Yeah. We got these people just like, oh, I was taking now, and granted, like, all right, so again, the nap excuse. All right, I guess naps are okay. Like
I took a nap.
You took a nap.
My average pick time is in the top 10, 12 minutes.
Okay. So like you've taken a nap, but your average pick time is 12 minutes.
Yeah, I slept through one pick.
I think I was like taking a nap and all of a sudden I was like hearing all this beep beep beep.
Yeah,
like I got like you and Nathan like, hey dude, you're on the fucking oh shit, Jesus Christ, I better pick, let me get on that, so like
your average pick time is 3 minutes, so wouldn't worry about it.
Yeah, it's simple draft etiquette. I mean,
Anyways,
Especially when you're with people who are air quotes professionals, like not me, not me. But you're in a fantasy front office. It's a website you go to. Like you're like, oh man, I love their articles. They've given me so much information
or I like their tweets, whatever. Oh yeah, I want to join on that, and then slap dick around and take 50 minutes.
Yeah, you're just sitting
average.
there like strumming your fucking nuts.
Enough hand wringing about the average pick time.
No, not enough hand wringing. What I want to say is beep, beep, beep. Like, get the fuck on this, people. If you're in this fucking draft, step the fuck up. Tighten your fucking screws. I said it in the goddamn draft conversation this morning. Like, can we speed this the fuck up? Some of us have other goddamn mock drafts to do.
Yeah, stuff will start popping up. Like, everyone's got to be last place, but when last place is an hour 36 minutes on average, that's insane. I expected the last place in average picks, average time per pick. I expected to be more of like, oh, last place will be around 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Not fucking an hour 36, and then another guy's hour 17. And Andrew, who's currently on the clock for 40 minutes, has an average time of 52 minutes.
Andrew, dude, what the fuck, dude? Like, I was just texting with you.
So tighten the screws, but let's get into this draft.
Right. Hang on. One more thing.
No, not one more thing. Let's go. No one wants to hear it anymore.
All right, fair enough. All right. Well, I was gonna say, besides just like hurry up, it's like don't stress. It's a mock. Like, just go chalk. Like, worst case scenario, you get like an auto pick, and it's this is a mock draft. If this were like for money or for like, like, oh man, my brand, I got to represent my brand. Like, take all the time you want, that's fine. And the least thing you could do, the least amount of courtesy that you could provide to everyone in this draft room is, hey, you guys, I've been out drinking all night. Hey, you guys, hey, I was at the football game and I was drinking my ass off. Like, you say that in the draft chat or to the person running the draft, like you, James. Like, you just say it, and everybody's like, okay, I can check out.
I've had a couple guys say that, hey, I'm unavailable for whatever reason.
And that's fine.
I have these 3 or 4 guys I'm thinking about. Could you go ahead and pick them for me? Sure, no problem. And then I've done that. There's been a few picks where I've made for a team because they're just either they know they'll be sleeping or whatever the reason is. Doesn't matter. So I pick for them. But anyways, so let's just tighten up. It's a mock. It's not that serious. Just know where you are on the draft. Have a few guys. Go ahead and select them. It's a mock. It's not that big a deal.
I still feel like it could never be said enough. Draft etiquette. Have some fucking draft etiquette. Set your cue, baby. Set your cue, baby.
Let's just start with
like what should we talk about in terms of this draft? I don't know what the Fantasy Front Office podcast covered already. I don't necessarily.
They kind of just went over their own teams and then kind of maybe some picks that caught their eye. They did their podcast a few days ago, so it was only 3 rounds in. I say only, that's still like 90 picks, but so they were just through like 3 rounds. So we'll try not to drone on too long. But
let me throw that out there. Where can people find the Fantasy Front Office podcast?
Well, you just put the link in the description of this video. We'll just do that.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
Yeah, I'll send you the link. You can just put it in the description of the.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, just because, like, again, people, like, if you're not familiar with Fantasy Front Office, I appreciate that they are hosting this mock draft. It's a nice start to the 2019 baseball season. So
yeah, it's essentially what it feels like. The start.
We gotta throw some kudos. I gotta, I mean, again, I'm a radio guy. I always gotta like give the plug where there's the plug.
Oh, for sure. But we'll just go over our teams and what we're thinking going into this. And again, it was a mock, so I didn't give much thought.
You're getting kinky, dude. Like, should we look at the team? Should I pull it up?
Yeah.
Okay, give me.
If you want, I can start if you want. I don't care. I'll just briefly go through what I was thinking and what I've done. So that's up to you. You don't have to share. Is that what you're doing?
Well, I'd like to share. I mean,
you can.
So again, when you go to film school, they always tell you, "Show don't tell." So let me see if I can share it real quick. We'll take you to the league page.
Well, what I was thinking going into this mock was I wasn't going chalk. I wasn't going win now. It's a dynasty mock, so I wanted to have a little fun with it.
With 30 teams, by the way. Let's
With
remind
30
that.
teams, So I wasn't just going to treat it like a redraft and go for win now. That seemed pretty boring to me. So in the first round, I was picking 17th, and Juan Soto somehow fell to me. I'm not sure how. I feel like he should go.
Baby.
Yeah, I feel like he should go top 10 in every dynasty draft.
Here, let me pull you up real quick.
What he did as a 19-year-old was absolutely absurd.
Yeah.
I mean, he had 400 something plate appearances, had like a OBP over 400 and what have you. So, although one pick really shouldn't dictate your draft, once I picked him, I was like, okay, I think this is the direction I want to go with my team. I want them to be super young, have some kind of 2019 contribution, and my team will still be like set up for the long haul. Okay. So, so that was my thinking. And so, as you can see on the screen, the hitters I have,
Belly,
they all fall under that. I think out of the 6 hitters in the lineup, I think Odor and Hampson are the oldest at 24.
Yeah, yeah.
Everyone else is, everyone's 24 years old or less in that lineup, and all of them.
You stole my smelly.
Yeah, and all of them should have some kind of contribution into 2019. Now, I don't think this team, once I finish it, is going to be like a championship contender if this were a real league in 2019. But I don't think this team's on track to like just suck year one.
No, this is a nice core. I like this core, especially. I mean, again, Soto, Belly.
So it's a young core of power and speed.
Yeah. And Tucker, of course.
Hampson. Yeah, you got Hampson speed. You got Odor power speed. Belly power, a little bit of speed. Of course, Tyler O'Neill has the same amount of power. So that was kind of my theme, is just 24 and under, 25 and under, current top prospect or former top prospect that'll play pretty much immediately. So I've ignored pitching for much of the way through.
I think we're looking at it right now. Like, let's talk about this. What's going on with your pitching, baby? What are you doing?
Yeah. Okay. So pick number 4. I was at work when I made it, and this was my team's not perfect, but this is my true one big misstep. I forgot.
I wouldn't say it's a misstep.
I mean, it's not horrible to own Kopech in Dynasty, yes, but given that he had TJ like in September or whenever it was,
that we both
probably would have slid past 150 probably.
Yeah.
He should be ready to go spring training 2020, but that was a little oopsie. And then my past 2 picks, I finally picked up a couple more pitchers that will actually pitch and have functional elbow ligaments, at least for now.
Right.
So took Josh James.
Fucked.
Took Josh James. He should be in the Astros rotation 2019. Keuchel likely signs elsewhere. McCullers is hurt again, as usual. He's a guy, when I looked up, had really intriguing peripherals. The swinging strike rate was super high. Fucking average fastball of 97. The Astros really like to make their pitchers throw off speed. He has a sick off speed offering, so I feel like he's a guy, even in redrafts, you want to target. Like, he could be a potential breakout type guy, and he's the wily veteran on my team at 25 years old.
Yeah.
And then
I was gonna say, like,
and then I doubled down with another pitcher, Mitch Keller. Was he a top 20 prospect or top 50, depending on what service you look at? He's a guy that should play a decent amount in 2019. So still plenty of picks to go. Only 9 picks in, so I got 16 more. And obviously in 30 teams, the pickings will start to get slim pretty quick. But I kind of like the start. I have I went mostly offense first. Young, power speed, offense, young.
Yeah.
And then have some upside arms and a pitching prospect that some have called Baby Thor. Maybe he comes around in 2020. But for a dynasty start,
fair enough.
Not bad. Maybe not my best work, but not bad. No. Anyway, enough about my shit. What was your thinking going into this dynasty mock? Did you have any kind of half-ass thought of how you're going to draft, and what have you got so far?
Well, all right. So just for everybody who is familiar with FSAA, like, our philosophy, which is do not trust any dynasty league you join. Like, if you don't know every single person, and yes, by the way, I am wearing nail polish. Ignore that. Yeah. But anyways, if you go into a new dynasty with a bunch of people you don't know, you have one goal, one mission: win now, win it all, take the money home, take it all home, because like you
Well,
can't
not just a
trust that.
strange dynasty, but a strange dynasty of this size.
Yeah, especially 30 team. I mean,
30
30
teams,
team
you
is
don't know people. Like, how
so
long is this
stacked.
strange league going to be around if I choose to go super young in a 30 teamer?
The only motherfucker that we know, and I don't mean that like in a negative way, the only guy we know that's like diehard enough to do a 30 team league and stick it out for years is JD. Like JD
Oh, yeah.
Balla, like our buddy Joe, like god damn, like I don't know how he sticks out he's in a 31 team hockey league. Like, I mean, how he sticks these leagues out, these dynasties, I mean, where they're so deep. Plus, there's like extra prospects and stuff. Like,
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
crazy.
get it. I don't know. I can't do it myself. Like, I'm envious. Like, it's impressive, but I don't have the patience. I can't put up with most of the people in the leagues that long. And I don't think they can put up with me that long. So, like, when I see like, our buddy JD, he's just like, well, I got this 30 team this and I got this blah, blah. It's just like, whoa.
Yeah.
And
So you were
so
thinking, I'm pretty much going win now. Not necessarily old as hell, but win now.
that's always my angle. Like, I mean, that should be your angle. Like, and I mean, unless you know who you're in the league with, and it's like, okay, we've played in a league 10 years, and now we're gonna switch it over to Dynasty, and everybody knows everybody. Like, I can call you and be like, "Hey, what's up? What are you doing?" Like, unless it's like that intimate, where you can just n- truly know everyone, and everyone's gonna stick around. I would be win now, and that's my angle. Like, I'll show you my team. Like, it's not sexy, but like I'm okay with it. Let me get back to fan tracks here. Sharing screen. Smush and Snake here, if you can see it. This is all right. So that's your team. There's my team. Can you see that?
Yeah, I see you scrolling.
Okay. All right. So obviously, like I had fifth pick overall. I was curious to see who would drop to me. There were a lot of sexier names. Like, this is the one thing that kind of makes me laugh a little bit. Like, Lindor, I mean, is he top 5 dynasty? Yes, I suppose. But like, it's just not like a sexy name, you know what I mean? Like, it's just not, but he's my guy. He's totally my fucking dude. If there was ever, outside of like Oscar Taveras, who's now dead, like, if there was ever a player in baseball that was my guy, aside from maybe Mike Trout as a prospect, it's Francisco Lindor. And so rounding him out, like, just there we go. Just look at 38. I never 38 home runs.
I know, right?
38 home, like, I never thought that would happen. With the 25 stolen base. I mean, come on, 30
Yeah.
20. Okay. All right. I'm all right. I'm feeling okay about that,
Yeah.
Will he repeat?
But looking at your squad, you all got guys in their 20s
Yes, I have been
that'll
very
all play in
specific about
2019.
selecting guys that are 25, 26 or so and under. similar to your situation where, like, well, we're going to try to keep this team young, but I'm going for more of a win now with young, which is
Yeah,
difficult. It's not easy.
yeah.
I think the obvious, like, you might be looking at my first base, like, what the fuck? Who's that? Rowdy. We're gonna get rowdy. Hi, no, we're gonna get rowdy. I do like Rowdy quite a bit. I know that's not maybe the most popular selection, but like with a Rowdy and Andahar, kind of like it. Kind of like it. I mean, doubles don't translate in this league, obviously, but on base percentage will, and all that other stuff. Like I think, and again, it's about playing time. I did go with the Kingman, Scott Kingery, and Willie Calhoun, who finally appears to have found some daylight now that Adrian Beltre is retired. Um,
Yeah,
I think,
Stinky Winky's definitely far more valuable in OBP dynasties.
yeah, Stinky Wink. I mean, look, look at that, over 400. It's just Stinky Winky right here. I mean, that's classic Stinky Winky. I love me some
I
Stinky.
do like your scroll down. I can't see all your pitching.
Okay, and now my pitching is not rounded out yet, but I like the three I have. Okay,
No.
so
Yeah.
first guy I took was Herman Marquez.
Who's getting a lot of love this offseason. I suspect he might his ADP might settle in the neighborhood of 100 in redrafts the time this thing is done.
Well, or it could be higher. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't
Could
be
be.
surprised if like especially like places like Yahoo where they kind of like overhype guys.
And rightfully
Like,
so. Though he
look
turned to his slider, and this season
at
just took off. He
yeah,
has such
dude. He was
big
he
swing
was
and
like
miss
top
on
10
one
in
pitch.
almost every pitching category that I'm aware of, at least in the deeper stats. Like when,
Yeah,
and again, like I'm not a deep stats guy. I'm not very good at that, but I've looked. You go to the StatCast page and you're like, oh, Herman Marquez legitimately looks like, and if you had him down the stretch, now you did, right? You had him
yeah.
down the
I
stretch.
picked him up in both the home dynasties.
And of course, I fucking dropped the guy. Like, I think I've spot started him once or twice here or there. Like, oh, add drop. And now you've got him dynasty. But like, look at that, 230 fucking strikeouts. Like,
Yeah, he's just 23, I believe.
yeah. I mean,
And assuming
and
Steamart starts all year, he's a solid guy. I don't know if he'll ever
he'll start all year.
truly
God
be an
forbid
ace,
there's
but
an
he's probably
injury.
he's definitely a floor, type guy. Maybe a number
Well,
2, number 3 type guy for
you
sure.
and I never draft for floor. We'll talk about that in a little while.
Yeah.
I got C-Mart really late. That was kind of interesting. I mean, that was
Yeah, I
like,
guess because he had the injury and was relieving, but he's
yeah,
still
and
good,
a lot of people were
especially
talking
where you
about
got
like,
him.
yeah, there's a lot of conversation about like, well, like if he doesn't start, if he doesn't keep starting, you've got at least a good bullpen arm there. And I'm
Yeah.
fine with that. I still think he's a starter. Obviously, the plan is for St. Louis to start him, especially now they
Yeah. And
trade
then
rape the
and
Diamondbacks.
then Paddock is shooting up the rankings and should see some starts in 2019.
Well, the Padres added him to their 40-man roster.
Yeah.
So he's protected from Rule 5. Like that's how good he is. So I got the hot pad. I got a lot of things I like. I mean, is there anybody's team that you want to like specifically highlight outside of ours? I mean, like, we're not Bronson here. We're not like, hey, look at my
No, let's
team.
we'll come back to some teams, but let's just kind of if you can bring up the draft results page and
Okay.
we can blow through the rounds and maybe highlight a few picks in each round.
Okay. All right. Give me 1 second.
So, I mean, right now we're almost through 9. We can just maybe 2 or 3 picks each round.
Yeah,
We can highlight. So
we're hoping that we can speed things up in this particular draft.
oh yeah, I just beat the horn at Andrew again.
Beep beep, like, motherfucker, we're doing a podcast. Like,
It's like we were just talking about this. You take me
Yeah,
forever.
come on, dude. Yeah, and you're like, oh, I like to nap. And Andrew, we're not shitting on you. We're just fucking with you.
Yeah, the top right draft results.
I know.
Oh, okay.
But I gotta switch windows. All right,
Yeah.
so hang on. It's fan tracks. It's a little difficult, so bear with me here, everybody. I gotta switch windows again. But here we go. Here's the draft results. Here's the draft board, the overall big board, as they would
Just go
like to
by
say.
round. It's easier.
Give me 1 second to change the screen. By round. Here we are. You click that little button. And obviously, like, you know, like we all joked about like last Saturday, we're like waiting.
Yeah, because the guy was on the clock for about 30 minutes. They're like, just pick Trout for him.
Just take Trout.
And I was like, well, he probably will, but
and then he did.
Definitely an argument for Acuna, number 1 overall in Dynasty startups.
Yeah, and so Acuna went number 3, which, I mean, this makes sense. This right here makes a lot of sense. Like,
I mean, it's mostly chalk the first, handful of picks.
1, 2, 3, like Trout, Betts, Acuna, and like the J Ram. I mean, again, like I can't argue it, but like to me, that still seems a scotch early. You know, like.
And then I was surprised to see Vlad drop to 9. I thought he would go where Bregman went. Basically. Yeah, I thought he would go around.
I
honestly
6 or 7. I could have seen him number 1. I mean, honestly, like it's a fresh dynasty, so like, why wouldn't you?
Yeah,
I thought. Mean, is there any reason not to take Vladito number 1 overall in any fresh dynasty? No.
Oh, you mean if like guys like Acuna don't count?
Well, I mean they all count, but
no, I
mean, would anybody blame you? Would anybody blame you?
Oh no, I don't think anybody would blame you per se.
No, I don't. I can't imagine how.
But,
like,
there was just a snippet that said it all on there's prospectslive.com, which Ralph Lifshitz, who's at Prospect Jesus, his Twitter handle, and a couple of his cronies are on there, and they're very good at what they do and analyzing prospects. Their snippet was very short, and it basically said, what else can we fucking say?
Just
expect the 300, 400, 500 slash line starting year 1. Expect 1,000 OPS starting 2019. I mean, there's not much else to say.
I mean, that's insane. And those are like conservative projections too.
But the very next pick, this was probably the first like what the fuck pick. And I felt bad for this guy, but Max Scherzer at number 10 overall was a bit of a head scratcher. Granted, there's 1,000 ways you can go in Dynasty. So you can take your team many ways, and it's okay, but still, 34 years old, I thought he would go somewhere in like end of round 1, beginning of round 2. But he probably will be the number 1 pitcher, arguably, for the next 2 or 3 seasons. So maybe you just build your team accordingly. My window is immediate.
Yeah,
that was a little bit of a head scratcher.
I'm drafting for now. I'm drafting for immediate. I mean, like when Paul Goldschmidt goes 25.
Oh yeah, or even Harper falls to 18th.
Yeah, like this whole situation. Like you got Harper 18, Nate, our buddy Nate Dogg. Heyo.
And I almost took Harper, but the same discussion or decision that can be made for number 1 pick, Trout or Acuna, was the same decision I kind of had there. I was like, well, Soto, like Acuna, and to Trout, is 6 years younger than Harper.
Yeah.
So I went Soto.
Yeah, it's a dynasty. You want to go young. You want to be as young as possible. I think in most dynasties, assuming the league will last. Like, it's rare. Let's be honest. Like, like I was laughing. I was like, holy shit, has it been 15 years since I started my dynasty league or my baseball league? And like, it hasn't been dynasty the entire time, but like 15 years. And I've been playing fantasy now for 20 or almost 20.
Yep.
Like,
a couple at the very end of this round, we'll highlight on his team very briefly later, but I love the first turn with Max Freeze stats.
Okay, yeah, where he
Pairing
took
Walker Bueller,
Bueller
Eloy
and
Jimenez in a
Eloy.
dynasty is a nice
Yeah.
start.
Freeze stats. He's a prospect guy, right?
I mean, he's kind of just all around manager, like he doesn't really have. He's
Okay.
not. I can't really say he is or isn't. He just knows his shit regardless.
Yeah.
So that was a great turn, I thought. And another
That's
great possible
interesting.
value pick I thought was Phil at 36 overall with Otani.
Yeah.
I get it; he's got the elbow thing, but the
Well, but he's
possible
still gonna
return on
bat next
investment.
year. He's still batting next year. I mean,
That's what I'm
can we
saying.
just talk about Otani for a second? I mean,
That's
like
what I'm
this
saying.
guy.
If not for TJ, he'd be going like top 3 in dynasty startups.
I mean, he like especially in a platform like Fantrax where you can
Yeah,
just swap him in and out. Like this guy is just like you don't have to draft him twice like it's Yahoo or some stupid shit. Like
yeah.
you've got a guy that's literally never done any like we've never had anything like this since Babe Ruth.
I mean, yeah, and that's not even hyperbole. Like the stats actually
No,
back that up, which is incredible. But
there are
um,
yeah, there are
that could
stats,
potentially be huge, huge value there.
especially
Obviously,
Dynasty.
in dynasty, yeah. Prospects were sprinkled in throughout, but you see a couple more there, like Tatis.
Mondesi went in second round. I mean, that's aggressive,
That, yeah. I mean,
but
Steamer already
not
has some
bad. Not
legitimacy
bad. I'm not gonna crap on it.
field, but yeah, that seemed a bit high. There's a little pitcher run there we have with Kluber, Carrasco, Thor, and Verlander.
Yeah,
Uh,
they're all a little bit older. I mean, so these are guys that are drafting their teams to be more win now.
And we can scroll down. Let's just hop in. Let's blow through a
Okay.
couple more
All
of
right.
these
Rounds
rounds
3
here.
and 4 we got. I mean,
Uh,
like this is we're barely into this, like we're still
yeah,
only
we're, we're
9
yeah,
rounds
still
in and
well
we got a
within the
long way
top
to go.
100. But you see some more prospects fly off the board: Whitley, Bichette, and Peter Alonso, who was your boy,
Yep. Yep.
and of course I took Kyle Tucker.
Yeah, I missed that. Yeah, the Alonzo, man. Like, I wish I had the Alonzo. Like, that was. I suppose if I had to redo that.
Yeah, and then
I
another
don't.
pick, and
No,
they
I don't
and
know.
this was discussed on the FFO podcast because again they really had only done 3 rounds at the time they recorded, but they were talking about Gary Sanchez. And initially, I
Okay.
didn't think much of the pick. I was like, I would have done it just because I don't like to take catchers, regardless if it's even Sanchez. But they were kind of saying the same, and I kind of agree. Like, I know it's Gary Sanchez, but am I taking a catcher, even though it's him,
This
top
early.
100
Yeah, in a
in
30
a
team
dynasty?
dynasty.
Like,
And that's not us shitting on our buddy Reverend Nate Dog. Like, that's just like.
no. And then I thought
I don't
Colin
hate
got
the
pretty good
pick, though.
value. I thought Colin got pretty good value in OBP Dynasty with Gallo.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Like, and
I
that
mean,
I
back-to-back
think
40
you
home
were
run
looking for
season.
him, weren't you? Or you were like debating
He
about
was a
him?
target. I was like, when do I pull the trigger? Like Gallo's falling. This is OBP Dynasty, which again, his OBP is not great, but it doesn't kill you as it would an average league.
You got
Um,
Gangsta Gallo. I mean, Gangsta Gallo, and I guess Schwax has him roster as an outfielder, which is interesting. But
and he's just 24 years old, and he's already had 240 home run seasons, I believe.
bam, just
Um,
home run city. He's got the
and
highest graded power. All right, so of any prospect ever, like 80 grade is the highest. Like
yeah,
80
and he had 80.
is the tippy top of yeah. So 80 is the tippy top of where they would grade any prospect of any of their 5 tools or essentially whatever their best skills are. And Joey Gallo has the highest graded power since Major League Baseball has been keeping track of all that. So yeah, that 80 grade power shows he's your classical three true outcomes, right? Like
Yeah. And then
now, all right,
David
right
Dahl.
after him though, Edwin Diaz. That was the first closer
Yeah,
taken,
that was the first relief pitcher taken. This is a
and this is
save
a saves
hold.
holds league.
Yeah, and I and you can build your team again as many ways as you want to, and I'm sure Reese's team once it's done will look fine. But
Yeah, Reese ain't gonna fuck up. I mean,
He ain't gonna fuck around. But I just can't bring myself to take a relief pitcher in a save hold dynasty at that
yeah.
point in the draft. I just
No, I'm
can't
not
do
even
it.
gonna get goddamn draft or relief pitcher
Yeah,
myself.
I'm not even gonna sniff one for quite a while.
There were some other
Hey,
interesting picks in that round.
well, Joe Adele,
Yeah, I was gonna say
he's starting to get
Adele.
some helium.
That felt a little bit early, but like not
But
terrible.
I mean, some of the comps he's getting. I mean, this time next year,
He'll be,
people
yeah.
people think
Like
he's a top 10 prospect.
if you don't know any of these names and you're just in some casual league, like just mark them down. Like pay attention to what people are doing because this is a 30-team dynasty. Like and these
And
are a lot. There's a lot of smart managers in this league. As much as we clown on the clock time and stuff, but
going on around 4, Wander Franco
Franco,
is the guy that I
yeah,
was hoping for that round. Of course, I wasn't going to get him because Phil, who was a few picks later, would have taken him anyway. But Wander Franco, that's another guy that people
yeah,
are putting in the same ilk of Vlad. Like this time, he might be 29, fall 2019 Vlad, essentially, as far as like hype and
hype.
what have you.
Yeah,
Like
I was
he's
gonna
he's only
say he's
17, and his plate discipline is outstanding for that age. And if you're in like a dynasty that has a supplemental draft, like ours are coming up in the spring,
yeah.
he'll likely be the number one guy taken in our supplemental
He's
draft.
the number one. Like our favorite little buddy Bronny,
Little Braun doggy.
Bronny the Tank, Bronny the Tank. He is lamenting the fuck that he does not have double fucking Franco. Like he is so mad at you. He is so mad at you, dude. Like he's just like, can't believe it. I don't have double Frank. I'm like, well, there's still some good options. I mean, we've switched over to fan tracks, so there's
Yeah,
more players in the pool. But like, yeah, I mean, Wander Franco in any kind of like redraft or like supplemental dynasty type situation or
yeah.
like keeper situation, like, yeah,
And there was a little run here at the top half of this fourth round with prospects. I mean, beyond
prospect, yeah,
Franco, you got
Zardo,
Trammell, Lazardo, who should contribute 2019. One of my favorite pitcher prospects. Kirilloff, thought that was a
Kirilloff,
great pick by Phil. He's going to be
Royce.
a top 10 prospect by some point during the season. Same with Royce Lewis. He's already a top 10 guy.
And then, of course,
The
well,
Chinaman.
the
Uh,
Chinaman,
well,
Roy.
he's really
Yeah,
Japanese, but if you watch Big Lebowski, we just call him the Chinaman.
yeah, we just call him China. Again, it's a joke. It's a joke. Don't everybody get offended.
And then, of
The
course, what
Chinaman.
maybe really stands out is Nathan. Now, Nathan's going win now. To get Joey Votto, granted, this is a 30-year-old in a
Yeah, Joey
dynasty,
Votto
but
fell round 4. How the fuck does that ever fucking
but
happen?
to get he had a quote down year, well, specifically in home runs, but he still led the majors in OBP. And again, this is an OBP dynasty.
Yeah,
And he got him at pick 103. And then there's my little oopsie with Kopech. Oopsies. But
I
that's
mean
okay, baby.
that's not that bad. That's not that bad. You
That's
know,
okay, baby.
like
Just scrolling down.
I was hoping for Luis Castillo in that round or maybe Mazzara. I ended up
Hmm.
with Stinky Winky, which I'm not frowning on.
No, I wouldn't hate on that. And if we missed your picks, if you're in the league watching this, sorry. This is already getting long. We're just kind of skimming
We're just
through
kind of
here.
racing through here. No
I
big
kind of like this guy in redrafts more than Dynasty, maybe, which might sound backwards, but I like Malik Smith. If you need steals this year,
Yeah,
definitely keep that guy to take a little later as opposed to pouncing on
he's gonna be a
too
big
early.
deal.
All
I
right,
mean,
let's go to round five and
Seattle's
six.
rebuilding, so like obviously you're kind of like, what can I get out of a team that's rebuilding? So here we are.
Yeah,
This is rounds 5 and 6. We're showing you now.
yeah, and right off the back, the first pick. I mean, that's a guy a lot of us had targeted. I did not think he
Pavetta.
would go this early. I thought Pavetta would go closer to 200,
Yeah,
but Pavetta's pretty
but
much my
we're
2019
all on the
Snell.
Pavetta train, I think.
Yeah, he's my 2019 Snell. Like his
Yeah.
underlying data all lines up. We're like, wow, he was incredibly unlucky in 2018. If he gets a
Well, he had what
little more
14
luck,
losses or something like that, and not that wins and loss record really.
no, but just like the XFIP was, I think, top 15 in all of baseball, but his ERA was approaching 5. Um, his swing strike rate, contact allowed, just most of the underlying stuff points to a guy that it could be like an SP2 on your team.
Yeah.
If the luck bounces away. So right off the bat, Pavetta went. I was like, oh, son of a bitch.
There's all right, so Robert round 5, like I'm surprised he went that late.
Yeah, he's lost a little shine actually since like this time last year. Not to
Okay.
say he's not still a great prospect,
Hansel
but
got him, so.
I think he struggled a bit. What's that?
Well, I was gonna say Hansel got him. I mean, and then of course the Beebs, like there's a couple of like wow, okay, all right. So like, like Robert, all right, he fell a little bit, Bieber, like I'm surprised Bieber fell that far, to be honest, just given the setup of this league.
Yeah.
I mean, Cleveland's got pitching falling out the windows, so.
And Gorman, of course, taken round 5, pick 154.
Yeah.
He wasn't the first year player draft guy taken. I don't think. I think we might have already scrolled past someone, but he's a guy.
Did we blow past Mize or something like that?
Yeah, he might have gone. We might have blown past him, but that's all right.
But I love that pick. I mean, like, and again, just for what it's worth as a D-backs fan, like the fact they couldn't get a player to be named later, wherever they got their Gourmand, like the kid that's from Phoenix, like give me a break. Trading to fucking St. Louis and just like, oh, let's have a bucket of boat trash. Cool.
All right, let's go around 7 and 8.
Well, was there anything in 6 that was worthwhile? I mean,
Carter Keyboom's another big prospect that's just zooming up the rankings. He went 1, whatever he went, I can't see it.
And Honeywell went round 6, which again, I'm surprised Honeywell didn't go sooner.
Right, that's the guy. Looking back, if I wasn't at work and I was paying more attention, I would have taken him over Kopech.
Yeah.
But there is questions after TJ. Will Honeywell still throw the screwball? I don't know.
And then Casey, he's got Lucchesi, like I mean, so there's some nice picks happening here. All right, so we got round 7 and 8 here. Now here's where probably people are taking kind of like either like deeper prospects or
people are starting to take a little bit more prospects.
Kevin Biggio, middle of the draft. AJ Puck,
yeah, I did not
draft.
think
You got Tyler O'Neill. And I love that Tyler O'Neill.
Power for days. Even there's other injury guys. McCullers went. Joey Wendell's in discussion for AL Rookie of the Year. That's not bad. Of course, Tukey, Atlanta has so many pitching prospects. It's stupid.
Late.
Gohara's still on the board, by the way.
Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it. Come on. Shh. Come on, quiet.
What are you
doing?
Glancing through.
Like if you're looking at this, you're probably like, there's some names maybe if you follow baseball, or there's some names you're like, who the fuck is that?
I'm gonna assume at pick 229 that guy is building a win now team, but Cole Hamels in a dynasty, and yes, to me that's still early at 229. Like, come on, he's like 35 years old, and yeah, he had a good run at the end of the year. He must have a win now team, but I digress.
I like the Kristen Stewart.
Yeah, get some pow. Was that Reese or no?
That was Fantasy Gospel.
Oh, okay. I assume Reese.
Fantasy Gospel's obviously, I think, one of the teams that's taken forever to fucking draft, but
yeah, he's near the bottom.
But still not bad. Like I'm amazed I was able to get my Willie in this round. Like I'm surprised Calhoun fell that far. Round 8. Like, especially after I was talking to you guys about like, hey, I want Willie Calhoun. I was talking to you about him like 4 rounds ago.
Yep. You had a handful of pitching prospects go here. Kyle Wright, Sixto Sanchez at 215, Mackenzie Gore, Tristan McKenzie. I mean, there's a little handful of pitching prospects that flew off this round.
Yep.
And then a first-year player guy at 238, Nick Madrigal.
Now, that's a nice little like that's nice. That I'll give who was that? Matty Dubs? Fucking aces, dude. Like that's not bad. But like that's pretty good.
Let's
Of
just
course,
check
like our
on.
local guy, he takes his lamb. He's like, I need some power.
Okay, and yeah, see, haven't finished this round. This is where we currently are in the draft.
Yeah, we're round 9.
Yeah, not bad. I
A
like
lot of
Brian
my
Anderson. Not
yeah,
a
I was
huge
gonna say a
ceiling,
lot of
but
my Q got
floor.
wiped out.
What's up?
Well, I was gonna say a lot of my Q got wiped out, or like either like prior to my selection of Rowdy or after my selection of Rowdy. You know what I mean? Just like guys, and
There was
I had lined
a
up.
lot of pitchers taken in this round.
Yep, scope
3,
fell farther than
8,
we expected,
10. There's already been 13 pitchers taken in round 9 already.
and
So,
that's okay.
and that's okay.
That's okay.
But yeah, that was a brief little skimming the rounds. There were a few teams I'd like to just gloss over.
Okay,
So if we
who
could
you
go
thinking?
to um, just sort by team.
Okay, all right, hang on.
We'll
Bye.
start with Max Freeze. We mentioned that turn he had round 1, round 2.
Where's Freeze?
Um,
Where's Freeze? Come on,
you
Freeze.
can either scroll or control F it, either one.
Yeah, I'm
There he is.
sucking.
There he is.
There we go. Freeze stats. There's our guy.
Now
There's Max Freeze. And if you don't know,
Freeze,
he's on Twitter at Freeze Stats. There you go. See, everybody's
yeah,
logged in by their Twitter handle here.
yeah, and I love what he's done for. Let's say this is a 30 teamer, like industry guys. It's not fuck offs. Like this legal will be around for a few years at least.
You assume, yeah. Yeah.
This is a hell of a way to go in a
Yeah.
30 team dynasty. I
Well, but
mean,
he's got last fucking pick essentially. And so
yeah, so
like
he's just
what's he gonna
pairing them
do?
up. He's pairing up all these youngsters together. But I mean,
Yeah.
just look at some of these names:
Bueller,
Trammell, Lowe,
Jimenez.
Bob's a first year player guy. Like
Yeah.
that is if you're a prospector or like young dynasty, that's a sexy fucking
Yeah.
start
All right.
there.
So like, all right, by the way, yeah, okay, that's fair enough. Like if you're not familiar with prospects, or you're not like, I don't, like I don't know what young players do I need to target, or
Where'd you go, baby?
I'm start guy. But I mean, look at this. Like you get your Walker Bueller, the Jimenez, the Brendan Rodgers, like even Brendan Rodgers sliding that far, like 3rd round. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
90th
And
pick overall.
just so we could be kind of I don't know, homers. Let's just check on some of our buddies that we share leagues with.
Yeah. Like let's
So
show
let's
the
check
fans
on
what an
Reese.
awesome
Let's
guy.
check on Andrew. Let's check on Nate. Let's check on Schwax.
Schwax. Buddy Schwax. All right. Hang on. Let's
So
see. All right, here's our buddy, Good Reverend Nate Dog. Right
Nate
here.
Dogg. Yeah,
Nate
he's
Dogfield.
obviously gone win now. I
Yeah,
mean,
he's winning now, and I love this team. I mean, I really actually like. I mean, the Snow pick.
like his first 3 picks, I
Risk,
think
but
he was still on the fence. Which way do I go? Because obviously all 3 of those guys are like
yeah,
24-ish, 25, mid-20s.
yeah.
But then once Votto fell and he couldn't resist the temptation to take him, and I
And
don't blame him.
he's now anchored with Kane and
Now he's like,
Polanco,
all right,
plus
now I'm just going
Polanco.
now. It's like I
And
just took a 34-year-old, whatever he is. I'm gonna go win now. So you see, after that, zero fucks given about age. He followed up with Kane, who's in his
yeah,
30s,
Dozier.
and Chapman and Dozier. Like, so
Yeah,
he's win now, and who knows how his pitching will shape up. Yeah, it looks like he's just going reliever because he just really peppered the offense there.
yeah.
So he might just grab some relievers
Hopefully,
and just
yeah.
fill in
Hopefully,
with
it
starters
stacks
later. But
RB.
yeah, as
And
far as
then
offenses go, yeah, he'll be one of the more competitive 2019 teams. And right below him, we got Reese.
yeah, Reese.
Want to look at
First
Reese's
Reese. We
team?
always got to throw out Reese's name here. Look at that Sevy in the. I'm surprised Severino went in the 2nd round. Like I thought
Well,
Severino would have been a first pick.
that's in our most recent dynasty startup. FNA last year. I took him 40th, so it was funny to see him go right there at 39 a year
Okay,
later.
so I guess it's not bad,
Yeah.
But like, and again, we thought the Edwin Diaz was maybe just a bit aggressive, but he's not.
Yeah, but he's gone win now as
This is
well. It
definitely a win
appears.
now team, yeah.
But I like it. He's got some little bit of power and speed with Javi and Pollock, even with Willie Adames.
Oh yeah.
He's got arguably the best catcher in the game. That's a solid competitive win now team. I guess you want to check in on Andrew and Schwacks.
Let's see. Well, we should mention your fantasy front office guys like
Well,
Jeremy.
they already did their podcast where they talked about their teams. I mean, we
Okay,
can,
all right,
but
fuck those guys then.
and they're gonna make more podcasts where they talk
We'll
about
mention
their
our
stuff.
guys then.
Yeah,
Where's
so we'll
Andrew?
get
Fucking
covered.
where's? All right, here's Andrew's.
Oh, there's Andrew.
Okay.
Okay.
Got Bryant, Flaherty. We both kind of shrugged our shoulders at Flaherty, like, well, that was maybe a bit aggressive.
Well, Bryant has a down year, and look how far he fell. This time last year, Bryant was a top 10 dynasty prospect. This time or not, dynasty asset. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Now he's what 26th. I can't blame him, especially in OBP. But yeah, Flaherty felt like a bit of a homer. Although I love Flaherty.
Yeah.
That felt like a bit early. I thought maybe he would be a guy you could have got third round maybe.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah.
Hader might be the best relief pitcher in baseball, but again, I'm just hard pressed to take one in a save hold dynasty,
save hold,
top 100. And then it kind of just went, all right. So your first 3 picks, they're all in their 20s. Then you go 30-something Abreu coming off a down year, which I'm like, didn't really get that.
Yeah.
Of course, you took another Cardinal.
Andrew's like all over the road. Like,
he's kind of like a little all over the map here. And then his pitching, he's got Marco Gonzalez, who's like solid, but then followed up with a pitching prospect.
Yeah. So Andrew's
I don't know.
A little bit all over the road, but like not bad. Yeah. Like I still don't.
It's not necessarily bad. It's just like you're trying to find like a linear path to their team construct. It's hard to see one there.
Yeah. Who else we got here? Schwacks.
They're Schwacks.
All right, there's our buddy Schwacks. Now, Colin, I don't know if you listen to the show or you check it out, but I was just calling you the Schwacks man.
Yeah, and he does a lot of stuff with friends with fantasy benefits.
Okay,
which is I think their Twitter handle is at FWFB.
All of his picks have been like pretty chalk for the most part. I mean, Andrus was maybe like,
yeah, but then he decided, all right, it's time to grab my prospect.
Yeah, Kristen Rock. I'm like, whoa, dude, whoa. And he like Christian Robinson is a very good prospect, but still,
yeah, he's very
even
toolsy.
As a D-back fan, I'm like, whoa.
I love filling his middle infield with Keston and Keyboom. That's a heck of a combination for Dynasty.
Yeah, that's fun. That's not bad. And again, Gallo.
And then of course the power.
Yeah, there's
Stanton and Gallo.
There's I mean, he like I don't know if he's a power top or a power bottom, but he's got a lot of power.
But I like those 4 picks there. Went massive power, Stanton, Gallo, then fills his middle infield with quality, like
the Chinaman
guys with big hit tools, and in the middle infield. So those 4 picks are pretty nice.
And then I mean, maybe like the pitching needs a little work, but again, it's Dynasty. This is a 30-team Dynasty. Like you're not gonna find everything. Like there's just not gonna be everything you want. Like you've got to accept that. Like if you're doing the league this deep, you're not
gonna have some holes.
Where did we look at Reese or?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So we looked at Nate. We looked at Reese. We looked at
Schwacks. We looked at Andrew.
I mean, is there anybody else we need to check out?
I think that covers the people we know. Let's look at Bubba, just because this is a guy that we converse with a lot, and he's he's a big industry guy.
Yeah,
and his team is interesting, and it's one of the few teams that's very pitcher heavy so far.
Well, and
you see that he's got 5 pitchers.
Yeah, he's got a lot of Toronto. He's got a lot of American League. Like,
and I'm just gonna look in the league real quick. I want to see how close someone is in that pitcher count
with 4 pitchers.
There's another team that has 4
pitchers.
Yeah, there's one more team that has 4. There's 2. Okay, there's one more team that has 5 like him.
Okay.
But the majority, I'd say at least 70% of the league has 3 pitchers or less.
He's got 5. So he's got Clevenger, Lucchesi, and I love the Lucchesi pick, by the way, in round 6. That's pretty fucking sexy.
Yeah.
Osuna, like, again, I'm not grabbing a closer or setup guy. Iglesias, same thing. But, he's got the new import, the hot Japanese import with my coach is on fire.
Yeah.
So he's got a really interesting mix here, but like this is kind of fun. Like,
yeah, it's a fun little team. That's why I want to highlight it real quick because I think he's only one of 2 that have 5 pitchers so far.
And again, when you think about a lot of these players, like I suppose that's how most major league teams think of their players. But like these pieces are just assets. Like it's like, what are you gonna do with them? Do you trade some of them? Do you trade a piece? Do you trade a part and find something that like, okay, team's doing pretty well in this department. Now I'm gonna move this to get that. So there's always that element to it, and like it's just again, this is kind of a mix. Like there's a lot of young, a lot of I guess Nicky C, Clevenger, and Kikuchi are his oldest players. So, well, maybe Osuna counts in that department too, but
no, I mean,
nobody's.
Yeah, his oldest player is probably like 27. I mean, it's all in their 20s.
Yeah, nobody's too old here. I mean, and it feels funny being in like we're in our mid 30s, you and I. Like it feels funny talking about somebody who's like 27. Like, well, he's kind of old. You know what I mean? Like you're like, God damn, I wish I was still 27. That's almost 10 years ago.
Yeah, right. No.
That sucks,
But yeah, just highlighting some teams. Maybe we'll talk about this again and cover some more picks and some more teams. But
yeah, we'll cover. I'm just kind of gonna scroll through here, like pause on the screen.
Yeah. I can slowly scroll through. Everyone can kind of take a peek.
Like have a gander. And then like I like Jedi's team.
Yeah, I like his team.
Like, like Goldie, Ohtani.
Franco, I probably would have held off on just because I feel like third base is a dime a dozen, but not ridiculous.
Yeah, but there's still some upside. Like I think
no, there is. I
was gonna say maybe Michael Franco, like it's kind of like he's due for a breakout, or either like this is like a make or break season for him, I think. Like maybe I'm wrong, like, but I kind of feel like Michael Franco, like it's time to see. And again, like I love the Kettle One pick because Kettle One's going to be like all over the place this year. It seems like for the Diamondbacks, so especially with like Goldie gone, like, and everybody's gone. Pollock's gone, and Peralta's got like a year left. You know what I mean? Like. That's sad when your best trade option is like, well, maybe we can trade David Peralta at the trade deadline. I mean, that's just kind of like, well, all right. But
yeah, that pretty much covers it up.
What's that?
So that pretty much wraps her up. I think we've gone on quite a bit.
I think we kind of covered it. I mean, there's no like, obviously only 9 picks in. There's no like clear winner. There's no like, whoa, this dude blew the draft away. Like, whoa.
No, especially in a 30-teamer, it's tough to just, wow, that team's stacked everywhere. You know what I mean?
Like, it's not going to happen. I mean, there's just, and if you're ever trying to do a league this deep, and not even positionally, but like the amount of managers, like forget having like one of those dominant teams where it's just like, I'm running away with this category. I'm running away with.
Yeah, like, about the only way you can do that is if you are one of those prospectors, your shit, and you just tank right off the bat. I've seen a bunch of people do it.
Yeah,
it's very possible.
You've got to assume the league going to be around that long.
Yeah, will it? Who knows? But yeah, building super teams is probably my I didn't really do that per se in this draft, but.
Well, but you did it for what was it? Our MLB show league last year with the guy we got replaced as commissioner.
Yeah, like
where's commissioning.
Remember, that was just funny the way that started because I'm like, I went chalk first pick. It was Harper.
Yeah, and you were like
I was
asking me like, "Hey, do you want to be part of this?" I was like, "No, fuck no."
Yeah. Then I was like, okay, well, I'm about to drop the hammer. Round 2, Acuna. Round 3, Vlad.
prospect. Hey, and that's where Jewish mom voice came from. Was like,
Yeah.
you've got a shot, baby. I don't remember where I broke that out exactly, but like, right? Like, I think I was like, we were laughing because the commissioner was giving you a bunch of shit about like drafting all prospects all of a sudden. And I was like, I didn't even know you were like an Adam Sandler album fan or what,
Yeah.
I mean, I should have known. I could have known probably, but like,
got
what are you doing, baby? Come on, you've got to show some prospects. And like, that's where that whole annoying voice is. That's the genesis of that we just keep reusing and using and using. And now we've got Harry Carey, who's, he's all over the road. Harry Carey's like a creepy fuck. Let's be honest.
Now here's a guy.
Like, here's a guy. I mean, I love, like, Harry Carey's fun, dude. Let's talk about voices for a second.
What's up?
Like, hi, here's a guy who's creeping everyone out. Like, it's just fun to do. Like, and like, so certain voices, you have to do the inflection right. Harry Carey hurts your face.
Oh yeah, it definitely does.
Your cheeks hurt. Your chin hurt.
Everybody,
we
got the Pope here. Must be big hat day at Wrigley.
Must be big hat day. And you can't not do the impression like without the like facial mannerisms and all that. So it's like way over the top. It's ridiculous. But if anybody's not aware of this, obviously James and I talk to each other in weird voices for no reason. Just because it's fun.
This is
but I'm glad about that.
Coming off the rails here, but we go ahead and wrap it up.
Yeah, let's shut her down. I mean, it's been a good show. Yeah. Fantasy Front Office at what's their official Twitter handle? Because I'm not sure I know it.
Yeah, 1 second, I'll tell you.
At Fan Front Office, I think.
Yeah, it's at Fan Front Office.
Okay, so check out their shit. And what's the website? FantasyFrontOffice.com?
I think it's actually FantasyFrontOfficePodcast.com.
Okay.
But let me double check.
We want to make sure we give our props where the props are due.
I feel like I know this. I've posted stuff on there.
Right, you're supposed to. I thought you worked there. Here's a guy who doesn't work.
Here's a guy. Okay, it's just fanfrontofficepodcast.com.
Okay, fanfrontofficepodcast.com.
Yeah, it's definitely more podcast driven, in which they do a good job of. Like I said, I'll find the link you can put in the description. It's usually, well, I guess now they're down to 3 people without Keith, but yeah, 3 of them go back and forth, and Jeremy does a good job of kind of hosting and,
Okay.
So, and they usually keep their pods under an hour, unlike this.
Yeah, we're just rambling all over the fucking road. Fuck it.
Meanwhile, this whole time,
we're addicts, not experts. You know what I'm saying? Like, like we're addicts, not experts. Fuck it. But no, like I do like the Fan Front Office guys, and I miss Keith. Like I wish Keith was still around. Like way back. Ryan and I were talking about like, oh God, wouldn't it be fun to do a locals only draft? And this is when Ryan was still around. Ryan's not even around anymore. So, like Keith was like,
he's not around. Andrew still hasn't picked. Coming up on.
Yeah, I was gonna say, speaking of not around.
Anyways, and we've already beeped at him.
Who's gonna draft for Andrew?
Stop taking a dirt nap. What are you doing?
Taking dirt naps. God damn it.
Okay, everybody. All right, man. I'm gonna take off. But it was fun. Well,
that was a good podcast. Thank you for joining me, Cubby, at Cubby Knoll on Twitter, at CUBBYNOLE. He is a Cubs fan and a Florida State Seminoles fan.
And we'll do we'll talk about this draft again. I mean, Lord knows it'll be going on for weeks.
At this point, yeah, at this rate, we're gonna be talking about it until fucking February. So I'm just glad, like, we got a little show in, we got a little something. Thank you for joining me today, James. That was
No
fun.
problem.
Had a good time.
I'll see you in the draft room. I'm gonna sign off.
Okay, all right. Cubby's wrapping out. He's wrapping up, shutting out. All right.
Goodbye.
Hi. I'm gonna do the closing that is
all right, man. Later.
Standard for. Okay, take care, buddy.
All right, bye.
I'll do the standard FSAA thing. Our website's fantasysportsaddicts.com. Nobody really goes the fuck there, but I'm gonna fix it. We're gonna get a new chat. We're gonna get a whole bunch of new shit. Like, it's fine. It's just ignore it for now. I'm on Twitter at letter F, letter S, word double, letter A, FSAA. I'm an asshole. You know that. I can't help myself. Fantasy gods! Hey! Fantasy gods, please grant me the serenity to set my ideal lineup, the courage to outdrop aggressively, and the wisdom, as always, to make good trades. That's right. Fantasy Sports Addicts Anonymous. We always have fun. We talk baseball mostly. There's some basketball. There's some football. Playoffs starting. Keenan's league and our league, and it's getting kinky. So we got football. We didn't do any hockey this year. We really didn't do any hockey. JD, I want JD to get on these podcasts. I want JD. JD, where are you, buddy? Because I need you not to deal with that. Ooh. I need you to talk some hockey, because the rest of us that live in the desert don't know what hockey is. It doesn't make sense to us. So, yeah, if you live in Florida and Arizona, hockey doesn't make sense. So anybody that lives in a cold place wants to talk hockey and post articles or whatever, hit us up. Come on, JD. Where you at, baby? We miss you, buddy. Mama loves you. We'll see you guys next time, and thank you for tuning in. As always, subscribe, thumbs up, like, whatever, the YouTube nonsense. We'll see you in hell next time.